I don't.
Sweaty to
It's 6
put my
o'clock. I'm
earmuffs
trying to
on.
get everything running here. I'm trying to drive the circus that is.
And this is where it's perfected. You should hear it in the minivan or in the RV.
Yeah.
This is like.
Well, if it was an RV, we'd just go
so hard. I couldn't hear that. I couldn't hear that.
I couldn't either.
I don't think it
picked
came
up.
through on the shows, which made me really
Yeah.
happy.
Mm-hmm.
I only wish Jackson was louder. So can you speak up, boy?
I'm gonna speak quiet.
Quieter.
Yeah. No, I think that was the board again. Okay. I think that was all that stuff.
When he's in Portland on just listening to the podcast on my phone and AirPods, he is very quiet.
Oh, and speak, Jackson, so I can find your volume.
Well, I've got my mic like right in front of my face, so.
You're so soft spoken though.
Here's something that I found out. So the last 2 shows I haven't been on, they're all under an hour or around an hour. So I added a half hour to the whole. I talked that much.
Yeah, you're wasting our.
Yeah, burning up.
It's so long since I've actually done this in studio. It's just weird. I don't know how to do this anymore.
Was I late?
Which one's me?
No, I was not late. I was kind of surprised you were early.
No, I usually get here about 10 till, and I was a little bit after that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, this podcast, like many others, is brought to you with some great support from some great companies. First and foremost, the one and only Gooder Sunglasses people. Running, cycling, lounging, gaming, looking cool, or God forbid, even fucking golf. Gooder has you covered.
I was just going to stop. Never mind. Sorry.
You're talking during the middle of the commercial read. Look like you spent a fortune on sunglasses, but don't tell anyone you just spent $35 a pair. That's right, non-slip, stylish, polarized, and affordable enough for you to give money for the good beers. Gooder.com. Also, ScratchLabs.com, the source for absolute best tasting hydration products on the market. And I don't want to bash any companies, but I found that out recently. If you don't believe me, try it for yourself. Get to ScratchLabs.com. Pick a sample size at your local LBS if that doesn't work. I know our friends at Mojo Cyclery, ding ding, have some. While you're there, get some bike improvements or even a whole new bike. Yes, that's right. I just plugged 2 sponsors with 1 ad. That is amazing, and that is the amazing that is me. Why didn't I accept I fucked up the goddamn... Ah! That's what I get for being egotistical. I like that you're wearing the glasses, Jack. What's the name of those ones? I can't remember.
Oh, neon flux capacitor.
Neon flux capacitor, Jack. You got it.
Sounds about right.
That's got it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the return to the studio. Welcome to the Packfiller. We are where we are supposed to be, except Jackson, for now. It's only a matter of time. So, to introduce the group, if they were mistakes made in a race, they would be, number 1, forgetting his shoes at home, Mr. Paul Main.
Yeah.
Would you say that?
Yeah,
That's all right. Number 2, a loose skewer in a sprint, Mr. Jackson Bolger.
Hello. Yep.
Would you go with that, Jay?
My gravel bike always seems to have one.
Yeah, there we go. Number 3, a pre-race burrito and a double espresso, Mr. Jack Broadhead.
Oh, I was going to say that sounds like you.
You're saying I'd shit
A
my
double
pants,
espresso.
Oh, okay. Me, I'm an improperly glued tire in a 200 rider crit. I'm Pat Bulger. Was that good? Did we fall short?
Yeah,
on that?
you're unglued.
Yeah. Well, I've done that once. I rolled a tire in a crit once.
I did it after I clipped a pedal, but the base tape was still glued.
I've never rolled a
tape
tire.
Base tape was still glued.
Yeah, it was still glued on the rim.
Yeah.
It ripped the
So it's
tire
Victoria's fault.
off. No, it was Continental.
Continental's fault.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was an old one. I must confess.
Mine was, I was a junior and I improperly glued a tire. And I did it the night before.
Oh, well. that's no. What kind of glue?
Tubasti.
Clement. The red stuff.
Yeah. Then you got it all over
Remember
Mrs.
Roger
Thompson's
Thompson's car. Brand new car. Drink.
Oh, my
Drink.
God.
Yeah, Jack doesn't even have a beer yet.
That stuff was nasty.
It was. And I think I stained the car forever, for the life of that car.
Wow.
And I ruined it. Oh, somebody online has already busted my balls. Nice to hear you guys at regular time. Although the YouTube is a bit off, the sound and video are not synced. All right. Well, thanks for busting my balls. Next time I won't charge you as much for the podcast.
Oh,
Hey, that
you know how to keep your audience, don't you?
Helpful criticism there. Well, if we just like do kind of the dubbing like a kung fu movie, it'll all come back.
Well, here's the thing. He's trying to be helpful because he sees you struggling, knowing that you got the whole thing.
I've got
and
two
he's trying
laptops
to
open in front of me. Yeah.
with all the things that you had to go through the last 2 weeks trying to get things going, and he's trying to help you out, and you throw shade.
You bust his balls.
Yeah.
I throw shade
on
because
him
I'm finally
or her.
I'm finally back navigating this nightmare of a studio.
Not our problem,
I'm
man.
immediately getting my balls busted.
Not our problem.
And I got a sweaty asshole sitting across from me who's probably going to get goo all over the podcast.
I'm going to delaminate this console with my sweat.
This is just I don't really think people appreciate me.
Well,
Jesus.
we'll see.
Yeah.
He'll light up the board.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, they always say, the people who call into a show are only about 2% of your audience, so just bust their balls, and then you've got 98% who enjoyed that, right? Yeah, exactly. Hey, notice my beginning, people making mistakes in bike races, so obviously a teaser of things to come here in terms of what we've been watching recently. First of all, how the hell is everybody? Let's get caught up. How's the last week or two been riding for everyone? Riding-wise been gone for everybody. Who do we want to start with? Jackson, do you want to kind of summarize? We did do 2 shows on the road. Jack was with us for one, but
I wasn't there personally.
No.
Live.
Yeah, so over the past week, I've flown back here. I have ridden once. I did that yesterday. And when I got on the bike, I was like, man, I must have been riding my gravel bike quite a bit. And I just got used to the feel of that bike because I got on it yesterday. I'm like, my saddle feels like so much at like a different height.
Oh.
And I kid you not, 5 minutes before this podcast, my seat post has slowly but surely been shimmying its way down over the days that I've been riding it. So yesterday was the day that I found out my saddle was a little low.
On the BMC?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So say that again.
No, I said, oh, wow.
Yeah, so gonna have to fix that, but that's obviously not that big of a deal. But yeah, it's been a good week. I've kind of taken some time off. I still have a purple toenail and all that,
Yeah. Am I the only one who's terrified to over-tighten bolts on carbon fiber?
No, there's a torque rating on that.
I understand that, but it still scares the shit out of me.
If I have my torque wrench and if it goes click, then it's not my problem.
My torque wrench doesn't go click. You actually have to read the tiny little numbers, the dial you're
Get a different one.
You know how much those things cost?
I know. I have one.
It's not the one he
Just
uses,
buck
though.
up. If you're gonna have carbon frame, sorry, Jackson, we're kind of like cutting in, but if you're gonna have a carbon frame, you got to have the proper tools. I got rid of my old park, the shop park stand that you clamped.
Yeah. Oh,
I got rid of that. There's no way I'm clamping any of my.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
So, but I have a solution there, Jackson, for you. Carbon paste on that seat post. Carbon paste. And that'll keep it from sliding, as long as it's torqued to the right tension.
He's got
slide.
it.
Does he?
Yeah. Part of me thinks that it may have been torqued a little under the amount. It may have just slowly but surely been.
Oh, you use your dad's torque wrench? That makes sense.
I might have been the one that actually originally set the seat post height. Did I?
Maybe. You might have to be sending me some measurements this week now.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. You're going to just match it off the gravel bike?
Probably off the Trek.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Or, we could just make Bike Fit Sam do it all again.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly. So you're feeling fully recovered, dude?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good now. Back to where I was. I still kind of have that mentality of riding a 131-mile day. When I hit a climb, I'd be like, all right, just spin it out. Don't have to power up it. And so I got to get out of that mentality for upcoming race days. But yeah, feeling good.
Jack Broadhead, you are not only are here in cycling clothes, which is a sign of the apocalypse.
I parked my truck around the corner.
But you have been posting photos of you on a bicycle. Who are you and what have you done with Jack? But no, seriously, how you been? What you doing?
I'm all right. I'm trying a couple days a week. for 3 or 4 weeks now. So
Wow.
yeah.
Any speed work?
Special.
Got to get your speed
No.
up. It's only 45-minute crit. Come on.
Yeah. But other than that, no, it's
Wow,
it's
you
all
blew
good.
that
I know.
off.
I'm just like,
Blew that off.
yeah.
Um,
We'll see.
Right on. All right.
Potentially looking for a new bike still.
Are you still?
Yeah.
Anybody?
He
I talked to
mentioned
John. I talked to him today.
Sheehan.
Yeah.
John Sheehan
He was on your podcast. No, I don't know. Was he on
From
the podcast?
Seattle.
The ride.
that owns.
Gerard Bikes.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Irishman.
Oh, yeah.
The one that wanted to drink at every.
I know you interview so many people.
I know.
No,
You lost.
I feel like a dick.
Deer
You
and
guys caught me. You guys caught me.
It's all right. He doesn't listen to the podcast. So
How do you know? He might.
he told me.
Oh, really?
He doesn't.
He
did.
literally. Well, he said, I don't have time, or I haven't listened to the podcast in a while.
Well, screw him. I'm not going to go
Fucking-
get
yeah,
my
no
next
problem.
bike from him.
Well,
Thanks,
I'll tell
John.
him.
Yeah.
We only patronize people who listen to us.
Yeah, that's right.
Only members of the cult. Paul, how's your ride been?
I stepped it up.
Yeah?
Scooter and I have done 2 weekends in a row on the course.
You're
for the
still
district.
doing the course?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the first one was pretty delightful. It really was. We came across so the OZD team.
Yeah.
They
ODZ.
ODZ. What did I say?
I thought you said OCD.
Well, I have that too,
Yeah.
and dyslexia, and lexdexia. Yeah, they listened to the show when I said that we are going to go out at 9:00 because that's the only time I could get out there.
Okay.
And I pulled up. This is 2 weekends ago. I pulled up the parking lot, and that high school had like 10, 15 cars in there with
Like a bike
back
race.
rocks. Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, what's going on here? And then they actually started, I think, like an hour ahead. And their group split
They were
up.
just afraid they didn't want to ride with you.
I think most people were smart because of the heat. Said, "Can we change it to 8?" And so that makes
Oh.
more sense. So we actually, Scooter and I caught another group that they actually split up because a guy's tubeless failed on him, and they were struggling. They were there on the side of the road for quite some time, and then we
You
caught up
just
and
rode by
chatted
him
with
and
them.
went,
No,
That's what you get for using that new shit.
no. They were already back on the road, but that's how the split came. A couple of people stayed
Okay.
with the guy, and so we rode, chatted with. I can't remember his name. I don't know if we even introduced, and then we kind of felt Scott and I like, this is their group, so we kind of
Sure.
pulled out, and then all of a sudden these two riders go by, and one's this girl, Elise, and she's like, whew. And Scott goes, should we chase them? I said, no, let's just set our own tempo. And he goes, well, we're doing about 250 watts. And I said, well, things should be fine. We'll reel them in. They were pulling away. And
Really?
it was the girl the whole time. And I'm like, all right, let's make some fun out of it. So we chased him down and caught up with him. She is amazing. So
Really?
I think she's a Cat 1 or 2.
Oh.
Yeah. The only one that's registered for our Omnium here.
We're
but
going to,
Yeah.
I want to kind of touch base on that here. in a
hopefully there's
second.
more after the last time I checked or
Yeah.
heard. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've done that twice. I did the TNT. Well, we did it the first
That
time,
one time,
right
yeah.
before you guys left.
Yeah.
And I was just whacked. I mean, I had nothing in the legs. I was just so shot. I did it last Thursday, and I made it all the way probably to the last 300 meters. Sean Howard was there, so it didn't seem that fast up old trails
Yeah.
because I was, made it way farther before you turned down.
Yeah.
And they're about 300 meters ahead, and it was just Andre and I. We start chasing, and they had too many engines, and it was just
Oh.
he and I, so they pulled away. And I said I wasn't as fast as last week, and then I have PRs on
Really?
parts of where I've been riding for my whole life. So it was simply fast.
Yeah.
I think somebody even KOM that night up, or there's a couple of KOMs up on a couple of those.
So in other
tracks,
words, I'm not going to do it anymore because it's just not fun.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
a blast.
It's just too fast. No.
Absolutely.
If I'm going to get dropped, it's not fun
No,
anymore.
see, my old boss, who's 8 years older than I am, so 66, he showed up. And kudos to him, because I said, it's fast. And he goes, well, I'll do what I can.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah. And there's other groups you can hook up with and then push the pace.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing for Spokane to have that. I think they're doing a good thing.
Well, I don't have a road bike.
I know.
I dropped my road bike off with a friend before I left, and I don't know where it is. Yeah, exactly. So we just got back from the trip yesterday. My wife and I did. We stayed a few days with friends in a little town called Grass Valley, California, and hung out there. My wife has to work. She works remotely, so it was fine. She had to work Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So those days. We got there, and Jackson and I think, did we talk? Yeah, we did. We had the show one of those nights where I went down for just a 20-minute power nap, and 2.5 hours later I woke up
late for the show.
I slept through the show. Yeah, well, through the show, the time I posted. Thank God Jackson was like, ready whenever you are. I'm like, I got one ride in over there. Was it? But I was surprised at like Jackson. We talked about the fact that the sit bones are going to be sore. Wasn't sore. Got on the bike. Did about 30 miles with about 3,000 feet of climbing. Really fucking beautiful countryside through there. All on the gravel bike, of course, because I didn't have anything with me. But felt surprisingly good, and haven't ridden since. We got back into town last night. Stayed in Bend, Oregon. Hi, Karsten. But Karsten wasn't there. Karsten was with Jack at the Noel Zanchelli tribute. Toast to that ride and to Noel.
Get a beer.
Yeah, Jack's got to get a beer. But we stayed in Bend for a night and then rolled into Spokane yesterday. And the RV trip ended with just over 3,000 miles. And I want to thank Jackson and Michelle for... Oh, never mind. I drove the entire trip. Jackson's just going to stay silent. That's fine.
They were playing Yahtzee in the back while you were struggling with the wind.
They were, yeah, pretty much. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, they weren't. Jackson, you did figure out the art form of being seat belted in, but still making a bed in the back.
Much better way of doing it than sitting at a galley table.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the galley table and barely holding on to the galley table while the thing twisted around those roads. We did find out how we did at the Belgian Waffle Ride. The results came out today in terms of age groupers. Jackson Bolger, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, was 17th in his age group, everybody.
Wow.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
17th in his age group. I was 97th.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I only get a little horn. I was 97th in my age group. But I do have to say what surprised me, Jackson, I don't know if you saw the results. Did you check them out today?
I did, yeah.
Was the amount of attrition. The amount of DNFs was through the roof at that. And I'm not belittling the other riders. I felt when we were at some points in that race that I was just going, this is evil. A lot of people are going to be suffering today, and I'm glad to know I was correct.
See, it pays to push through the pain.
Oh, I don't know, man. It was.
See, you would have been a DNF, and you have no story.
That just costs money.
Yeah.
Another statistic in the Hell of the West. Yeah. Actually, a line from a movie actually just applied.
Yep, right there.
Because Jackson got the shirt on it. It actually says Hell of the West on it.
All right.
Well, Hell of the West Coast. Yeah, that's a cool shirt. And I should be drinking out of my my bourbon brandy sniffer beer glass, but I'm not. So I should have. But well, anybody got something on the radar for next? Other than I know we're thinking of the River City Cycling Classic. Anybody got something on the radar coming up before that? Jackson, you going to do any of those races in Portlandia?
Yeah, the one that I did ended on the full 7th of July. However, right now I'm kind of occupied with getting this place packed up and getting the hell out.
He's moving, you guys.
Yeah. Did you get that apartment?
Yep, we did.
Oh, sweet.
We were able to get it.
Yeah, right on.
I'm not. He's not far away from his old man.
I know. Yeah. He was trying to get away.
He's far enough away. He is far enough away that I can't. I won't like. I would drive by. No, I might ride by and go, dude, give me some scratch, man. I'm cooked and I can't make it to the last 12
I'm Jones.
I'm Jones.
Is it the apartments up by the Palouse Highway?
Yeah,
like the new right by the school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Don't give the address away.
Riding by the other day, and I thought, is that where Jackson's moving?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I know. He's gonna have a garage. I don't have a fucking garage. I've never had a garage. I'm 52 years old, and I've never had a garage. And Jackson's gonna have a garage. I said that quick because I'm mad. Can you tell? Holy shit, we're 20 minutes into the show. I need something to get ready for, so speed work and climbing it is. I've officially decided that speed work and climbing are my mantra for the next probably 4 to 5 weeks. I'm just going to start kicking it in. And Jack, you got to do it with me.
The
speed work
and climbing.
Speed work and climbing. I do want to, however, make a call out to regional riders for the River City Cycling Classic. And for those of you who are nowhere near us, just humble me for a minute. August 28th and 29th. We've got our friends. Who's putting it on? Is it ODZ?
Well,
No.
John Stoker of ODZ.
Yeah.
There's also Mike Surratt is the official, and then Nathan, I can't remember his last name, starts with a G, sorry, but those are the three that are involved.
So it's not necessarily a club or a team, it's kind of this group effort.
Probably
with ODZ doing a lot.
Just go to their Facebook page and
look up River City Cycling Classic on Facebook, August 28th and 29th. We are especially calling out women cyclists. I don't know of any other way to put this than the fact that women's cycling is hurting right now around here, and the fields are very low. And if you know somebody who's always considered pinning a number on, talk to him. See what you can do. See what kind of motivation you can help prescribe, because our women's fields are very low and they're in danger of being either combined or canceled.
Mm-hmm. I think it's $20 if I'm,
$20 off the entry fee.
Yeah, for any women. So,
I noticed there was a poster and a desk at Vance Creek for River City.
Good,
promoting it.
Mm-hmm.
So
these are district championships,
Yeah.
Critton Road, not TT though.
No,
Critton Road, which is a big deal, and I top half. That's what I'm hoping for. Top half. Jackson, we heard
drinking
you lick that
problem.
glass.
Well, I
heard you lick that glass. That's a sensitive mic you're on, man. Obviously, you're a tight walker.
I'm a tight walker.
Quiet talker. Because I've obviously got your levels up so high that nobody can hear you, guys. So should we get to the headlines, shall we? Oh, in case you guys didn't know, the Olympics are happening, boys and girls. As the time I am recording this podcast, 3 races have happened. The men's road race, the women's road race, and the men's mountain bike race have all happened. And I think we should have a quick breakdown of each along with some questions. I will confess bluntly and straightforward to my listening audience that I have been on the road and I did not get to watch any of the events up to this point. I have seen highlights, I have seen social media posts, and I have obviously read stories and things like that on the events themselves. Am I the only one in this basket?
I've got the men's race only. I know some of the highlights of the others, but just the men's race. And that took me like 3 attempts. I kept falling asleep during the middle of the race. It was just like, oh my God.
It's like Worlds.
I
Worlds
swear
is the
they...
same way.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a lot of dick measuring.
There was a break that was out so long.
Sagan
and with nobody really in it.
Well, I mean, Peter Sagan's brother was in the break.
Still.
Right. But there's other small countries that were there,
But they had 15 minutes at one point, and so you can imagine, Greg Van Avermaet in the front for 15, 20 miles at a time at a pull. So
the big teams, which there was 5 Belgians, they allowed that to go out.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Italians had 4 or 5, French had 4. There's only 2 Americans.
Slovakia had 3 or 4.
Yeah. 4.
Yeah.
They had 4.
Oh,
and they helped also. They helped chase it down. So.
Jackson just told me that apparently one of our cameras just went dead. So, Jackson, you see us now?
Yeah, we're all good now.
Oh, it's camera 2, which is good because camera 2 is the one that actually shines on me. So it's probably better.
That's the good one. It's on.
That's the one that's dead. My first one is Wout van Aert going to be the next Eddie Merckx? And is that even fair to compare? Anybody want to jump on that one, Jackson?
Yeah, he seems to have all of the qualities of kind of a do-it-all rider. I think part of me wonders eventually as he gets older if he'll have to specialize a little bit. But I think right now, I mean, from what he showed in the tour, it was pretty impressive to see that he could win all three types of different stages. To say he'll be the next Eddie Merckx, that's a tough one. But I think he definitely shows signs of being a legend for sure.
Yeah. Guys?
Shoot! He's a triple threat. He can sing, he can dance, he can act.
And direct, which might make him the quarter.
Yeah.
Someday he'll probably.
No, he's certainly a full package. I think he's pretty impressive with everything he does. There'll never be an Eddie Merckx, just like...
Thank you.
No Beatles. There's never going... It's just, he was in the parlors of his times,
Yeah.
I think he's impressive. I think we're seeing a wonder. I think he's more rounded and more strategic than Matthew Van Der Poel, who doesn't know when a ramp is there or not. But that's another story.
Going fast,
even though people are saying,
"Fuck, where's the ramp?"
Even though his teammate and everybody else, no, there's no ramp there, Matthew.
Yeah.
No, I'm going down the ramp. Who's there? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another story. But no, I think he's interesting to watch. He had to do a buttload of work because no one was chasing down when McNulty and Carapaz went off. He was the one to do it.
Like
and if you look, he
closed
the gap down.
every gap.
Yeah.
It was like he was wearing the
Anybody
yellow jersey.
attack, yeah.
That's how the last 4 stages of the tour should have been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody just kind of let him rest. He chased everything down.
Brad Wiggins described it as a junior race. The last 30K. He said it was like a junior race that it was every man for themselves.
But
it was just constant, just boom, 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 boom.
And to me, he used to be that way. I just stumbled across 89 Tour de France in the early stages. I mean, guys were attacking. You had, I don't want to wax too sentimental, but Le Mans and Fignon and Delgado. Those guys were attacking all the time. That used to be bike racing, and I'm going to say it, and then it really affected the women's race too. Is there was no radios.
Yes,
that's the type of racing you're going to have because, you don't know how far they're split. You're waiting for some guy on a chalkboard to say, that was old-fashioned. That's the way you used to do it. And so that's the type of racing. So whether you want to call it a junior race or not. But there was no big teams other than Belgium was trying to control it. Once they were all gone, then it's every man for themselves.
Yeah. Watching Greg Van Avermaet pull for 20 miles, and then he
reigning Olympic champion.
Yeah, and he pulled off, and they all took a piss break. They went from 8 minutes down to 4 minutes, and then they rode easy again for another 20 miles, and he went back up to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Then he pulled for 24 more miles or something like that. He was out of his... I mean, he was riding really well. With sacrificial.
Mm-hmm.
I've never, and truly, I mean, I understand that cycling being a true team sport, that there has to be that element to it, but the fact that the reigning Olympic champion just went out there and busted his balls for the entire time for nothing. I mean, he rode away from there with nothing. There was no team. It didn't benefit any sponsors. It didn't do anything like that.
He did it in the name of Belgium.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's certain countries that give a shit, about the silver medal, gold medal, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. My next question is Tadej Pogačar the next Merckx?
Oh, jeez. No.
He sprints pretty well.
And again,
Jackson's about to respond.
Okay, let him respond. Yeah.
I think that I remember when we saw Bernal win the Tour, and we were like, this could be the next 10 years of a Tour champion.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that what we saw with Bernal was a great talent who can win a lot of Grand Tours, but I think Pogačar is another level in my opinion. When we see him winning classics, he's got a bit of a sprint on him. He can time trial like no other. I was saying to my girlfriend the other day that I could see him being the Messi of cycling, where people say Pele was the best ever. But we see Lionel Messi doing all of these amazing things, and now he is what we would consider the best player to ever play the game. And part of me thinks that Pogacar could be that. He could be the new version of what Merckx was. Everything's so new. Obviously, I didn't get to see Merckx, but everything's so new and different, and racing style is different. But he's taking modern cycling and saying everything's mine. And I think he could be what we say is like the best ever when he gets older too.
Yeah.
New era Merckx. I mean, everything has changed.
Sure. I kind of beg to differ. To me, it's like even like monuments are a big thing, and if you look at Merckx, he won every Grand Tour at least twice, the Vuelta twice. He won, the Giro and the Tour 5 times. He won every monument. In fact, he won so many monuments. You take all the other monument winners, Van Looy and De Vlaeminck, you combine them together, and they still are 2 less than what Merckx had. And so I think Pogacar is an amazing rider, and he won Liège. He could win. He could probably win Lombardia, but you got Paris-Roubaix and Flanders.
Sure.
I don't know.
But he is 22.
But he could win Milan-San Remo. Yeah, he is.
He's been cycling for 4 years.
Yeah.
But I also worry about a little bit of burnout. If you remember, speaking of watching 89 Tour de France, Fignon came in charging, and everybody's said the same thing. We'll see 10 years of Fignon. He won back-to-back, and then he had a knee injury. And that cycling is a cruel sport and unforgiving.
Is there something internally associated in Geraint Thomas's body that attracts him to the road?
What did he do in a former life?
Fuck yeah! What happened? He again. We're past the point of coincidence.
Well, if somebody crashed in front of him, it was his teammate with his tail. Gegenhardt crashed in front of him. There was a piece of metal in the middle of the...
I know, but what penance has he not paid?
Well, somebody made a point, and I thought this is interesting. If you look at his position on the bike, he has a seat quite a bit forward in that position. Yeah, so and you've got so much weight on that front wheel. It doesn't take much before you're hitting the pavement. And when you're descending, that's the last thing. If you remember, he greased out, what was it? Tour of Switzerland? Remember, he's descending around that corner, and he greased out. His position is all forward, and he, that could be some of it why he goes down so hard, because
he's also he's pretty tall, so just that center of gravity and that position, maybe that just
it may not be that, but that was an interesting point.
Rim brakes.
There it was.
Oh, by the way, did anybody make a count?
Everybody drink. No.
So. Well,
you did.
Yeah, Pogacar and all those
Pogacar chose all of the UAE McNulty all chose for this road race rim brakes.
Yep.
And the only disc brake I think in the top 4 was maybe even top 6. I'm not sure were rim brakes. There might be a couple of. I know McNulty he was 6 and he had rim brakes and
God, he had a great race.
Yeah, he did. He just ran out of gas.
He is why Carapaz won, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
He helped a lot.
Yeah.
I think Carapaz recognized that.
Women's road race, everybody, was our second event to happen. Anna Kiesenhofer, did I say it correctly? Austrian.
I have to see how it's spelled.
Kiesenhofer. Annemiek van Vleuten and Elisa Longo Borghini taking the medals.
Girl.
Yeah, who I didn't pick, and I really should have fucking picked her, but maybe that's why she did well. My first question is, will this be remembered as the great ride of Kiesenhofer or the massive goof up by the Dutch? Jackson, I'll allow you to go first.
I think a little bit of both. I think that her Olympic win, I don't know, I think it should not be taken as just a massive mess up. I think there was something in there that she just sometimes a break sticks, and she kept with it, which was very obviously lucky when it comes with any break, but it was just her day. But I think all in all, I think that I wonder if Van Vleuten and the Dutch will be looking at that as as a bit of a mess up. They should have closed it down earlier. They shouldn't have let such a big gap go. And maybe Demi Vollering shouldn't have attacked. Maybe she should have been the one to bring everything back. But yeah, it's a tough situation, especially because they had the strongest team there, and she was the only one representing her country. Pretty entertaining race, though. I'm surprised about the big gaps. I think Van Vleuten finished with over a minute down, which is crazy to me.
And her celebration at the end, unaware of the fact that
no radios again.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened in that race. To be honest with you, I think they're not knowing the gaps. Although you still have your sources having somebody go back and get it from the car, or there's always constantly a chalkboard, guy on a motorcycle. It's the old style racing, and I think what's her name, Ooptrip Ludwig said this, was shit because she only had one other teammate. If they chased, then the Dutch were just going to be on there. Look, they were stacked. They had four riders. They were stacked. No one wanted to work because all you're going to do is give them the win. Yet they didn't do anything, and I think they were misinformed. And Marianne Vos knew there was a break up ahead, but Van Vleuten said, "No, I didn't know." So, what kind of communication is that? That's a major breakdown.
Yeah.
So, and to the winner, kudos to her. She's not a dummy. She's got her doctorates in mathematics.
Yeah.
She can calculate. I'm sure she figured out what kind of effort and did it all. And she does actually have something that to help calculate, like I can't, with cycling and math and that type of thing. She's got a little side kick thing.
No shit.
That. Yeah.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. She went to Cambridge. She went to, I think, what is it, University of Catalonia or something like that to get her. So, yeah, she raced smart. And if you're a single person, that's the only way to win.
Yeah.
You don't sit and wait. You got to do whatever you can.
I keep wondering. I mean, I know every one of us, and my opening was intentional when I made the jokes about us all make mistakes that would make in a race. I mean, we have all made mistakes in a race. We will all continue to make mistakes in a race. Is blaming the lack of race radios an acceptable excuse for the Olympic fucking games?
Nope. You know it going in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably just not used to racing that way.
I'm not
anymore.
And for those of you haters who are going to yell at me for rubbing salt in Annemiek van Vleuten's wound here,
well, all the Dutch really.
Yeah, fine. I understand that, but yes, I feel bad for her. But you know what? There was a gigantic ball dropped here, and somebody wasn't paying attention. Somebody wasn't doing their job. Somebody should have been screaming, going, "You guys, we still have somebody out the front," and things like that. Now, I have never. Yes, I have raced races at the level where at least we have somebody with a chalkboard on a moto, but I have always made sure that I had at least some kind of similar slight knowledge of what's going on off the front of the race, especially if I had intentions of winning it.
And you'd ask if you were stopping, on the side of the road to pee, and you came back, you're like, "Hey, is anybody off front?"
Or what did I miss?
Yeah. I mean,
during commercial break,
it's not that hard.
Or even looking to somebody else on your team or on another team who's also chasing and has similar interests. Hey, what's going on? Do we know what's out front? I find that odd, and I just think this will be, unfortunately, have an asterisk next to it to a certain extent of the fact that there was a screw up involved. The men's mountain bike race was next. In case you guys didn't catch it, I don't know if Paul and Jack were able to watch it. First and foremost, the one and only Tom Pidcock from Great Britain won it. Matthias Flukinger. Second from Switzerland, and David Valero Serrano. I hope I pronounced their names even close to correctly. Rounding out the top three. My first question is Tom Pidcock the next Merckx?
I see a theme here.
Very young. He's even younger than Pogacar. But I think into the hole he didn't have to get off his bike so carefully that you could tell that he'd been doing this for a long time, and it was perfection. In my opinion, ridden by Tom Pidcock. And as we know, not perfection by Matthew Vanderpool, the guy who left the tour early to unfortunately crash on the big drop.
No ramp.
No ramp.
No ramp.
Poor communication.
Well, I think he was communicated. I don't know what was going through his head. He was told by his teammate.
He was told there's no...
Yeah, his teammate, he was talking to his teammate. He says, I'm not going to do that jump, that they have. I'm going to use the ramp. And his teammate said they got rid of the ramp because they did the pre-race in 2019 for when there was supposed to be 2020. They got rid of the ramp for the race. He says, I rode the race. I already rode the course and the ramp was there. And his teammate says,
Not
yeah,
now.
but they're gonna take it away. And I don't know if he didn't listen or whatever.
My question is, why would they put a ramp there for warm-up laps?
For warm-up, so you don't have to jump.
Well, you're going to want to know what the course
you can jump.
is like,
you can choose to jump or take the ramp. If you're just going to warm up on the course and check it out, do you think you have to jump all the time? That's my thought.
I would think you'd have to jump.
You jump once, but if you were just checking it out, you just warm it up, use the ramp.
Jackson, would you expect the ramp to always be there, or would you, if I don't know?
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know if they were necessarily jumping it. They were more just like
dropping.
Yeah,
like dropping into it. So it might have been. I think it was weird that, especially the day of the race, they didn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like before pre-ride and everything, they probably should have been able to ride it without the ramp because it was just a drop. So it seems kind of weird that they kept it.
Well, my question is, how come no one else had the problem that he did?
Yeah.
That's
the
thing.
Guys go. You watch
like,
the crash.
what the hell are you doing? Yeah.
The highlight of the crash is like 1,
Everybody
2,
else.
3, 4. It's like 7, 8,
lemmings.
9, 10, 11,
Yeah.
12. Everybody cleared it except people were like, "Whoa, there's a Dutch."
So with that, in all races, it's up to you as a rider to know the course. And if every other rider except you knew that the ramp was there, or you turned right instead of left like the original, then you're the one at fault. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay. Next story: the Tour of Wallonie. Is that how you pronounce it? Wallonie. Finished up last week with Trek Segafredo and American Quinn Simmons taking the overall and a stage. It also marked the return of Fabio Jakobsen. I don't know if it was intentional how lacklusterly I just read that story. Are we okay rooting for Quinn? What's a collective consensus?
What's wrong with Quinn? I don't know. know that.
He made some pretty racist tweets.
Josie Bain, who's a from the Netherlands, who's a journalist, made some comments of not during the Trump period of not really liking the guy, and he made a comment back and gave a black hand wave.
Yeah.
And so...
Is the reporter or journalist black?
No, she was just making... But that's because the whole thing is he's not black. He didn't get to use that. And that was a racist... So... that's where everybody has the issue.
I guess yes or no. We don't need to delve too far into this politically. Jackson, you okay rooting for him? Yes or no? Sorry to make you go first.
Question. I didn't root for him in Unbound. So I think that's probably going to be my trend.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked. He crashed and had to get stitches in his knee.
Yeah.
You put a curse on him.
As you guys can hear, Bender's got some comments.
Yeah.
He's black.
Yeah. There you go. He is indeed.
My dog is black.
Yeah.
And,
Paul.
I think I said and did some dumb things in my youth.
Yeah.
I don't want to excuse him by any means, but hopefully he comes around and realizes theirs. Not politically. I don't want to get politics because I don't think that's important to be a part of sport, and that seems to be in Olympics. That's all you live and breathe now, and it's not fun for me to watch, at least, because it seems like politics is such a big deal. But as a rider, and he's American, and I liked him before he made the knucklehead move.
I did
I
too.
have to say, well, it was nice to see him, but with trepidation. I think it's kind of like, well, hopefully you're over that, but
Apologize to learn your lesson and quit fucking up.
Yeah.
Jack, from your obvious, limited knowledge of what's going on with this, and I'm not blaming you for that.
Take it out of context or take it in context.
Sure.
If just because he's an American doesn't mean I have to like him.
Sure.
So if it is a political thing, and if it is a feeling or a racial slur that he's comfortable with, then I don't care if he's what country he's from. I'm probably not a fan. So
okay. Yeah. I'm having a really
I'd
tough
have to
time.
know.
I'm having a real tough time. I'm waiting for him to
get him on the podcast
or say something. We are. I do have connections with him. I'm trying to figure
straight
out.
up ask him. Are you racist?
I'm trying.
Okay, so he won't be on the show now.
Yeah,
There's a reason why he has the show.
Hello?
You don't.
Yeah. Hello. Quinn. Hello.
I think that's a question you step aside.
I had to finish my beer after that.
Yeah.
So there was that one.
He's not Bill Maher. All right.
Yeah.
He's close though.
Yeah.
You're calling me Bill Maher?
Yeah, close. You're a cycling version of Bill Maher.
Better than Joey
It's a compliment.
Reagan.
That's a compliment.
Better than Joe Rogan. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Oh, and by the way, next story, the Tour de France finished up over a week ago. We didn't get the chance to break down everything that had happened, and so we're going to do a kind of a Reader's Digest version of a breakdown of the Tour de France. Everybody, get down, sit down, shut up, and hold on. Paul, there's a Chimay Red in the fridge for you, waiting for this discussion.
Well, I already know.
Where's that
I
saddle?
I don't deserve.
No, you do,
beer.
because you
No.
took my bike and you tried to make it work.
Well, yeah. It was curious, but that's for off the mic thing because it was strange.
Yeah. Okay.
Strange.
Is he
It
the
shouldn't
one
have
that
failed.
has your bike?
He's the one
Yes.
that has my bike.
Oh.
He was gone. I was going to fix
I
it,
expected
and then
And he broke it more?
No,
No.
It's like the shifter.
It's got disc brakes now.
Why should it be? Why should it fail? I put disc brakes on it. He'll really lose now.
They got some hose clamp calipers.
No. So for those of you who don't know, the Tour de France finished 2 years ago, just almost 2 weeks ago. Welcome. This is a podcast about bicycle racing. We talk about pedaling the bikes. Yes, all 10 speeds, and yes, we all ride that distance
10?
in one sit. Yeah, exactly.
Talking about Jack.
Yeah.
So I don't have to summarize what has happened within the tour here. So I just want to start out and ask all the questions that need to be asked. Number one, is Tadej Pogacar the next Eddie Merckx?
No, Jesus.
No. Is 5 out of the question, or should we just enjoy the ride? 5 tours.
I think every time you talk about 5, somebody gets a knee injury. And they're out. They're just it's Chris
or
it's
EPO.
Garrett, or there's a lot of Bradley Wiggins. I mean, there's all these examples of like this looks amazing on paper, and then the next year something happens. It's cycling.
Jackson, are 5 tours?
5 tours out of the question? In my opinion, no. But I wonder at which point he'll get tired of the one in France.
Oh,
The other ones.
that's a really good point. Yeah, wow. Okay.
It is in the middle.
Yeah.
He's done it twice, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he did Vuelta. He's done well there.
Yeah.
That's where he kind of first came to up front.
Yeah.
But I think he certainly has. I wouldn't be surprised if he did 5. But in today's environment, there's so many people coming up. The kids nowadays, they're impressive. There's a 17-year-old Spaniard kid that's coming up. God, I can't remember what team. UAE picked him up, and he's like amazing. So UAE has a backup for him.
Yeah.
And I think he's in some little small stage race. I can't remember right now. I'm a beer down. But he's sitting like in the top 5 or maybe even the top 3. 17-year-old.
What's in store for? How can he be beaten? We know that Jumbo-Visma, if Primož Roglič stays upright, he's probably going to be up there. Ineos, if Egan Bernal shows up, if they actually pick him to lead, we know he could be up there. What do these guys do with 2022 in terms of understanding that this guy, I mean, we saw the level he was at. Last year it was like, okay, he's good, he's consistent, he's there. The time trial, he came to life, and it suddenly changed the face of the Tour. This year, much more dominant style, much more. I mean, he walked away with 3 jerseys. Yeah. So the knowledge and the information is out there that this man is obviously a force to be reckoned with. How do you reckon with that force? Anybody? Go, Jay.
I don't know if it, man, it's really hard because Ineos had the team. You know, they had the domestiques, they had everybody there, and yet he still won. He still beat them all. And it's crazy. It's really hard to beat him because he's one of those riders that doesn't need the team. While yes, his team was there to help him through quite a bit of it. When Ineos still had 2, he could be isolated, and he could still beat both of them. So I don't know if I necessarily have a answer to the question, because he's just right now, from what I'm seeing, he's just so good that it's really hard to beat him. Maybe. I think I'd really like to see a matchup between him and Bernal. I think those are the 2 that are at the top at the moment. But other than that, I think Bernal and a healthy Rogue are the only 2.
Watching the Tour, the disappointment for me was Ineos and how they raced. Railsford said that they're going to race differently. They tried. Carapaz is not your typical Ineos type of rider. He doesn't sit, and in a pace line. Yeah, I mean, he goes by feel, and that's why he has a gold medal, in my opinion, is because he goes on feel, and he's a seat-of-your-pants type of rider. That's not typical.
And you didn't know he was in the Olympics until the last 7 miles.
Carapaz.
Yeah. I mean, they never mentioned him once.
And that's the type of rider he is. That's how he won the Giro 2 years ago. He went on an attack. He's this attacking rider. And the Vuelta last year, I think you saw him. They were not in the typical Ineos thing, and sadly, Ineos reverted to their style of riding towards the last week to try and dislodge, and isolate Pogačar. And it's like, did you not watch the race last year when it was Jumbo-Visma doing the same thing? You can't shake that guy. He just has to sit in. Yeah. And I think that's a credit to Nicolas Portal, who died. Their director, he could probably dissect it. They've never had anybody fit in there. Granted, Bernal won, but I think it was pure guts, but not strategy, like your typical Ineos strategy. So
I don't think they in the final mountain stages they didn't. No one attacked Pogačar quite correctly. It's easy to sit back, armchair quarterback, and go, well, why is nobody attacking now?
I would have done it.
But why? So, Carapaz attacks. Pogačar draws him back in. Nobody attacks. 4 minutes go by. Nobody attacks. Oh, okay, then, So it wasn't like they all should have ganged up on him 2 or 3 mountain stages to go, and they never really did that. They let him recover.
That's where that podium versus top 10 versus top 5.
And they were so far down that they were all going for second place.
Yeah.
I think that's where I think the interesting, and we haven't brought him up yet, is Vingegaard.
Oh, man, he's amazing.
That guy, I think he races differently, and he's a little bit older, but I think he could be somebody that could do. I think he's young enough, not to write off Roglic, but I think he seems to stay upright, and he's a great time trialist. He proved that.
Upright.
Yeah.
I love that that's now becoming a fact.
It is huge. Yeah. Well, I mean, he figured that, if you look at Roglic, he's really kind of got into it late.
Yeah.
Bike handling. Yeah. Now, it wasn't his fault. You can point all that out, but, anyway.
How old is Roglic?
He's 31. Yeah. Maybe 32.
Yeah.
But with Wout, Sepp, and Roglic, that's Ineos level tour team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, those guys, they could win they could win all kinds of stages and the overall.
How about the Mark Cavendish factor, everybody? Let's talk about the Mark Cavendish, everybody. He didn't get the victory on the Champs-Elysees. He didn't. There was
who beat him?
Oh, I can't remember who it was. That next Merckx guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, is he the next Merckx?
Yeah. Apparently so, right? Was there a mistake in the quick step plan, or what? Was this a tactical error, or was this a didn't happen? I'm picking Jay to go first because he doesn't get the audio, the visual signals that we get by making eye contact. So I let Jackson go first, and I throw him under the bus.
Yeah, I think so. I think they wanted it to be a dramatic, romantic finish, and to where he broke the record and he was on the Champs-Élysées, and oh my God, look, it's Mark Cavendish, like the best sprinter ever. And I don't know what it is, but I find it kind of funny because everybody's saying, oh, he's going to do it here. And then they let the break go out so far that he didn't do it. And so they left it to the final day, and he still couldn't do it. And I think that, I don't know, I think it was a show of how amazing Wout is, but I also think it was a tactical error on their part, and they should have just taken advantage of the team that they have while they could. And I think he should have broken the record when he really had the chance to, not in a romantic setting, because now he's got to wait.
Yeah.
Will he come back?
Well, yeah, that was going to be my next question too.
Sorry.
Yeah,
no, you're fine.
I think he made a tactical error. He did not follow his lead out.
Morkov.
Yeah, he got in there with Wout, and he was boxed. He was boxed so hard that he ran out of space. That was all on him. That was all on him.
Mm-hmm.
But he has won on Champs-Élysées 3 times.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like
knows how to read
suited
that street
for him.
It was a different finish. It's 300 meters longer,
yeah,
and
but he
so
ran
more
out of
uphill.
road. He still ran out of road.
Yeah, and I think that it's a little more uphill. But he did. You could see he freewheeled. He got boxed. To me, it was clever riding by Wout, and his poor choice. My guess is Michael Morkov was on the right-hand side, and where he lost him, whether he just lost his will or chose to pick Wout, I don't know if we'll ever find out, but he made the wrong choice. But I think he could have came around him if he wasn't boxed in.
I just can't see why he would feel Wout was... I know he's riding really strong, but he won the time trial the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not follow potentially the other fastest sprinter in the field? It's like, if anybody you're going to follow...
Not the guy who won the DT.
Not the guy that won the DT yesterday, you know.
Yeah.
Even if he is that strong, and he's proved to be, you know. So,
gentlemen, if we had to give an overall grade to this Tour de France, what would it be? Jackson, if you had to give it a grade based on your tour watching experience,
I'd give it a B plus.
Okay.
I think it was very entertaining, but also we knew it was going to happen in the end. So,
Jack Broadhead.
Give it an A, because I think Pogacar rode a different tour than last year. He could have given up the jersey really early, but he chose to show he could carry it for 12 days or
he answered
whatever.
that question, didn't he?
Yeah. And his team stepped up. I think it was exciting racing, not for the podium.
Sure.
It's great watching him just power away from people. That's fine and all, but that whole second place, who's getting second, who's getting third, fourth, fifth, became more important because of the huge lead. So the huge lead makes that part of it boring, but there was all kinds of different stories, like Wout on Mont Ventoux.
Yeah.
So I think there were some amazing things I never would have guessed to see.
Mm-hmm.
Wout.
Yeah.
I mean, Wout and Cavendish were probably the most exciting parts of the tour. Everything else was kind of you could almost predict how it was going to go once Ineos crashed in the first stage. Everybody, Ineos and Jumbo.
Yeah. Paul, great.
B minus.
B minus. Okay.
I think as the GC, it was pretty much over after the first, once he got the yellow. But I think the other storylines that I thought were interesting is Wout and Cavendish.
Yeah.
I thought he'd maybe 1-2. I didn't expect him anymore. And the other one were the breakaways. I thought they were pretty interesting. I think all of them were won by a single breakaway.
Sepp and those guys.
Niels Paulett.
Yep. Those were great breaks.
Unbelievable. They made it. It was a good tactical. They made a decision when they needed to. So and a lot of riders said it was like a classic. Every day was hard because guys were. The race was. I mean, the GC was
Race
over.
was over, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's obligation now is to win the stage, and I thought that part was kind of fun because I'm a classic one day guy. That's brought it up. But as in the GC and the green jersey didn't really unfold as exciting. I mean, to be honest with you, no one was coming around Cavendish. No one.
There was so much attrition within the sprinters too.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost so many.
Yeah.
It's just what it became down to. This leads us to a potentially I don't know if I want to say depressing section of this segment of the show. This leads us to how things turned out in the Packfiller Tour competition. We had a good chunk of people sign up to be a part of the tour, and I do want to thank Bookie T, our Tyler Steinley, who once again put together spreadsheets galore. So let's give a wonderful round of thank you to Bookie T for putting all this stuff together. Guys are freaking. He does. I think he just makes this look easy, and I mean everything's fucking color coordinated, and it's just beautiful. So I'm going to go with the top 5 here in terms of how points turned out for everybody. We all had our picks at the beginning of the tour. We all knew that there were points being awarded at the end, and we are still massaging how this competition is being created over the next years. But top 5, 5th place, we had a tie for 5th place between Noah Sutherland, who's a member of the Packfiller family, and Corey Newton, got to both with 19 points. And there's a slight jump from that to our 4th place with 60 points. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Jack Broadhead with a 4th place overall with 60 points. 60 points. Nice job there, man. 3rd place was 77 points. I think it's all the YouTube that does it, but Jackson, you came home with a bronze in your tour competition. 2nd place was Terry Prime with 80 points. And 1st place, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the one and only Brent Soderberg with 87 points. Wow. Now, I do believe we have a complaint about Brent Soderberg. Oh, Jackson's waving a finger also.
There's flags going up.
There
Yellow card.
are questions about how Brent's picks were. I don't have Brent's picks here in front of me, unfortunately. They are a part of Bookie T's spreadsheet, but I don't have them with me. So should I? Let me see if I can find.
Let Jackson speak.
Yeah, Jackson.
He remembers.
So I don't remember his picks, but I think in this competition, what we need to define here is what an opportunist is. Tadej Pogačar is not an opportunist.
Oh. Did he pick Tadej Pogačar as an opportunist?
I thought he picked it.
That was just an example.
Okay.
Yeah, he picked him to win.
He picked him to win, and I think
Brent's online. And
where you're going is he picked somebody else who was like a leader for an opportunist, is what Jackson was saying, and I did the same.
Well, here's
he picked Tadej Pogačar as a leader, Caleb Ewan as a sprinter, Julian Alaphilippe is an outsider.
No, though, because technically Alaphilippe was the team leader.
But he's not that. What about
I don't see him as a winner of the tour, though. So I'm sticking up for Brent here.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, man.
I think he won it.
But I've got an insight. I rode with Brent. He was over here.
Oh, okay.
What does he do for a living?
He has a crystal ball.
He's a fucking psychic.
He works for fantasy, like NASCAR and stuff.
So he's got algorithms. He knows.
He probably has an algorithm. He really does. He's picking it from this is what he does. It's his job. It'd be like, hey, let's you and Pat and I, let's wire up a sub panel, see who gets done first.
Wait! You guys do this for a job every Monday night. You do this for a job.
No.
You should know better.
But anyway, I asked him what he thought about the point scoring, and I think maybe next year consult with him
in terms of how to create.
Create a pack filler. See if he will do it. For free.
Brent,
I'll even give him a foot massage.
Yeah, Brent, I see you're listening. I see you're listening online, and if you agree to help us create a more even playing field, just let us know in terms of what you think might be a better points tally option or concept to do. But I bet he'll just be like, "No, you're good."
Yeah.
Because he wins them all.
He
I
likes.
got a question. Did we get points for the sprint for the green jersey? We did in the Tour of Italy.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Fuck it.
So anyway, when it came down to it, ladies and gentlemen, we had a bet at the beginning of this entire process. And the bet was that whoever lost had to do a time trial on my really old Da Vinci Retro small front wheel time trial bike.
I told the guys it was a Batin.
It's a Da
Who had
Vinci.
to do a Batin?
My dad had a Da Vinci bike, but he had that LA 84 version,
The
which was
Batin,
with
yeah.
the 50th camp
Bob
anniversary
Mead,
bike.
the
Yeah,
guy
Bob
in town,
Mead did,
had a Batin
Ah.
funny
Yeah.
bike.
Weird.
Paul.
I not only did I lose,
Did you score a
You had two.
not even one.
No, you got 2 points.
From what?
I can't remember what bookies said. You did get 2 points. He said you got 2 points somewhere.
Carapaz.
I think he might have done it just out of charity.
Yeah, I think he's being nice.
Like Carapaz, third place.
Gadu was sick. Carapaz was the only one that I thought for sure.
Yeah.
Gadu
I think-
was sick, stomach flu.
What was that, Jay?
I think Carapaz got a second.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
that's
There's
what
my
it was.
point.
That's
Yep.
what it was.
Ah,
Three
right,
points.
thanks.
That's 3 points, right?
Yeah. No,
Two.
just two.
Oh,
It's
is
5-2-1.
5-2-1. I thought it was 5-3.
Gadu had a stomach bug for half the race, and he showed some color towards the end, and then also in the Olympic race he was going around.
green.
Yeah. And then Ewing breaks his collarbone
Yeah.
in the first three
Yeah.
stages.
So what that
And
means
then
is
Buchman got 10th.
so that means a couple things right here. Number one,
The most educated person can't.
no, Paul. I think Paul's the new curse.
Oh.
I think my curse has gone to Paul's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
People you pick do shitty.
And I'm working on your bike.
Never mind, I take it back. Oh shit. Yeah. And number two, Paul's got to do this time trial, and I have come up with a way in which Paul can do this time trial. You didn't chime into the text today, so I'm going to just throw you under the bus
Yeah.
right now.
I can do the 25th, so I'll just let
Okay.
you know. 11th, I'm not able to make.
So what that means is I have an idea, you guys. Last year we did the Packfiller Classic, which was a do-it-yourself format. And for those of you who are friends of listeners of the Packfiller, tell them to chime in about an hour and 5 minutes into the show, because this is where we're going to talk about something that has impact upon all of our futures. We all need some motivation, and we need reason to get out and ride. And so the new Packfiller Classic for 2021, I have decided is going to be a month long. It's going to be a Wednesday Night Worlds format. Each Wednesday in August, riders, and I want you guys' input on this, riders are going to be responsible to complete a task. As this is a DIY event, you'll be able to either record it where you live and send me the Strava time, or compete with us as a group. I've decided that we're also going to open this up and we're going to do some group efforts. Now, of course, if I'm riding a road race by myself, am I going to be faster than a group of 12, 15, 30, 40, 50 people? No! But that's not what this event is about. It's about getting out there and doing it and challenging yourself and just having a good time. So the plan is this. First part the club members do not have to do is make a $25 donation to a charity. Club members do not have to make a $25 donation to a charity. You have to send me proof of that donation, along with a signed waiver, which will be posted on our website very soon. The waiver is going to be available as of Friday morning. Email all entries, which just could be a screenshot of you're making a $25 donation to the Humane Society or whatever you choose to be, at patrick@packfiller.com. You must email me that by patrick@packfiller.com by Tuesday prior to the particular stage. You can participate in one, or you can participate in all of the stages. I'm not going to make everybody do them all. We're going to formulate points overall at the end of the week in some way, shape, or form. Tyler, if you've got an idea how to make this work, or Brent, if you've got an idea to make this numbers work, help me out, because I suck ass at putting together numbers. Ride the stages in order. That's your second responsibility, and that's it. We're going to have prizes from Gooder, us here at Packfiller. I'm going to talk to some other people, see if we can get some swags to send out. All prizes will be given out at the new final race party on the end of the final stage. And we haven't even figured that out. That's what I need your help. This popped into my mind while I was driving home yesterday. And so we're going to create this entire stage race. I shouldn't reveal that to the listening audience, that this is just something we're going to fly by the seat and we're going to have some fun doing it. So here's what I've thought, you guys, and I need your help. We need 4 stages. We have 4 Wednesdays in August. The first one I would like to still do a good old-fashioned prologue. August 4th. A 500 feet as quickly as possible prologue, as we did last year. But for the local riders in Spokane, we will be meeting at the Thomas Hammer Coffee on the Grand of the South Hill. We will be riding out at 6 p.m. and riding to the start. I will mark the course. I will mark every course before the actual start of the stage. Here, if you're local. If you are not local, you need to find a 500-foot climb and complete it as quickly as humanly possible. Okay? I will mark the course. We're going to ride up Baltimore, the base of Baltimore, down by that little wastewater treatment program, all the way up to the top of Baltimore, as I recall, is about 500 feet.
Flying start, or?
We're going to start with our feet on the ground, but we are going...
You're going to leave your bike over there and you're going to run.
Yeah, we're going to run through the wastewater treatment. But we can do this as a group. If you want to take your friends and do it as a group, you may do that at home, wherever you are. We're going to do it as a group. We're going to ride to there. We're going to do this foot on the ground start, and we're going to let people just go. And we're going to go for it. And then my goal is every Wednesday to finish at a coffee shop or a pub or a restaurant and laugh at ourselves and have a good time about it. Okay? So the course will be marked. I will take hints from my old friends and put up a paper plate of some sort with arrows and things like that. You must record your own Strava, and that Strava must be sent to me by email, or should I say or Facebook? I should say just email. It'll keep it all in one place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jackson nodded. Email me, patrick@packfiller.com, no later than Thursday, which is the next day, at midnight. So stage 1, the prologue, unofficial stage 1, is taken care of. I need your guys' help with stage 2, 3, and 4, which is actually stages 1, 2, and 3, because prologue is never a stage. It doesn't count officially as a 1, 2, 3, or 4, right? I think I'm right. Stage 1 would be a road race on the 11th of August. Stage 2 would be a circuit race, I'm thinking, on the 18th of August. And stage 3 would be a closing time trial and after party where we watch Paul race on the time trial bike and we have a big party afterwards, and Paul can't sit up. But because the 25th of August is just a few days before the River City Cycling Classic, I didn't want it to be a 40K TT. I was just thinking,
it's after. The 14th and 15th is the River City Classic.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Yep. I keep thinking the River City Classic. What did I say at the beginning of the show? Did I get the dates wrong?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I didn't think you
Let's
said
go
dates.
to the tape.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the River City Classic in between. Okay, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't know, Wednesday before. I do the one afterwards.
So then stage 1, which is the 11th, should we make it something different? Here's an idea. I was thinking of a flying kilometer. A 1 kilometer as quickly as you can possibly do it on the 11th. Should we do that?
I like that, yeah.
Do you, Jay? Jackson likes it. Jack?
Yeah, sure.
Flying kilometer. So official stage 1 would be a flying kilometer.
For those out of town, whatever gradient you find for a kilometer,
yeah,
we make sure
but it's a kilometer of any flat kilometer.
Flat, but not downhill.
Yeah, you're going to have some proof on that. When the Strava comes in, you'll see.
Yeah, elevation loss.
Yeah.
So should we go for that?
Yeah.
Flying kilometer. That could be a DIY.
Yep.
Flying kilometer.
In the Spokane area, prevailing wind is southwest, so we want to go southwest to northeast.
Okay, so the 11th will be a flying kilometer. Stage 2, should we do a circuit race or a road race? What do you guys think?
And that would be?
That is the 18th. I was thinking of maybe meeting out and doing a loop of the Liberty School.
Huh?
Can we meet out there at 6 p.m.?
Yeah, I don't know how many people. That's a heck of a drive for those who are probably north that want to do this.
Yeah.
I get off work. Some people get off work 4:35, and they would have to go straight there.
Do you have elevation gain criteria, or just
It's
flat? Or
Just go to my Strava. You'll see it's 2,000.
Well, for the people
I'm
at
talking
home,
about-
for the people at home, I'm going to have to go out and ride the course and try and get an elevation and distance.
I mean, you could do Moran Prairie Loop. That's
Yeah.
a circuit,
Yeah.
but it's hilly.
What's the mileage of one lap
of
of the Liberty School?
it's I think 27 in there, 27
It's
miles.
hardly a circuit race. I don't know how you define.
That's
it.
one.
Oh, we're talking
That'd be
about
a road
race.
race. We just make
Yeah.
it a road race. So a 27-mile road race, which is short, but that's
Yeah.
okay. That's
Well,
okay.
it's at 6:00.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying
we're losing
I'm
daylight.
saying
so
even
yeah.
for the people at home, even
Yeah.
for the people at home who are doing it someplace, I just say do 27 miles. And for the road race last year, I said any 500-foot increment, you gain a minute off your time.
Mhm.
You lose them in
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, you take a minute off your time. So I would do the same thing for that. You guys think that'd work?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys are chatty.
Well, I'm looking up.
a lot of thinking going on.
I gotta get on Strava.
You're not on Strava?
It's been
Jesus.
years.
Okay, so there's that. Okay, stage 1, a flying kilometer. That's easy. Piece of cake. Everybody can go out and do that. You can do it as many times as you want. But I say when I say flying kilometer, you should almost do it with your foot on the ground, though.
Flying kilometer means
But it's
you're
not a
flying,
Yeah.
yeah.
So flying kilometer, just have them mark out. Well, it would be hard for them to push the start button
Yeah,
if they're doing it by themselves as they're flying. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, then they would wait till they get up to speed and then say.
And then
When
Yeah.
you're holding
log
up,
it,
when
yeah.
you're holding onto the car, you can easily push the button and then let go and go.
If you're gonna cheat at the Packfiller Classic, you're an instant douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do a flying K. I'm gonna find one as flat as possible. I'm going to mark it off, and what we'll do is with all of these. By the way, if you are local, my goal is to have a starting point, a starting time, and then we will gather, meet, go to the place, do the flying K, and it could be very interesting, especially if we finish as a pack. Do you get the same time? I don't know. It could be interesting. So stage 2 will be a 27-mile road race, 27 miles. So everybody think about that. Pick whatever 27 miles you want. Every 500 feet per climbing you complete, we will take a minute off your time. Sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody agree so far? Jackson?
Yes.
Thumbs up. Stage 3 would be a closing time trial. So it's going to be predominantly individual this year. Stage 3 will be a closing time trial. I am personally thinking of starting at one end of starting out at the 7-mile bridge and rolling all the way to the top of Pettit.
On the north side?
Yep. I don't know what the mileage is of that. Paul, you know that?
It's about
I'm looking up
9
the
miles.
But all I know is it'd be
9.
hilarious because we'd all basically be able to run alongside Paul as he went up Pettit on the time trial bike. All I'm looking for is an opportunity to
About
laugh at
9
Paul.
miles, I think, is my guess. That's
From-
one of my usual
From what
rides.
point to what point?
7-mile
7-mile
bridge to the top of Pettit.
So 7-mile bridge to West Central Community Center.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd have to look it up.
I'll mark it out.
Yeah.
I'll mark it out
9
this
miles.
week. Okay. About 9 to 10 miles.
Because you have that dead end road. It'll be quite a gathering right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I think with that one, we'll just make that a stage all unto itself and everybody just go for it. And if you win, great. If not, I think the point of that is to go hard, race against your friends, see how the leaderboard ends up. For those of you guys at home, if just go hard and have a good time. And if
Interval
you
start?
Yeah. No drafting.
Who's holding you at the line?
Foot down. Anybody got any ideas of how to improve or tweak this? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, time trial to time trial. Everybody's got to be honest, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
We need to put a steel disc on the funny bike rear.
I have the head
Like a
behind
mat.
you.
No, it's too
Do
light.
you have a 5-speed?
It's too light.
I think I might have
I bet Tom Carroll still has his.
Remember that comment?
I used it in the state championships.
That disc?
Yeah,
Oh
out
my
at Sand
God.
Shop.
Once you get it going.
I know.
To recap, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a prologue of a 500-foot climb, whatever distance you want. That will be officially meeting this group, the Packfiller. If you live within the Spokane distance, you are invited to come with us to meet at Thomas Hammer Coffee on South Grand. We will ride out to the start. It's probably a 10-mile ride out to the start. We will do the prologue. It will be as fast as you want to go all the way to the top. We will ride back. We will have beers and we will have food at the end of it. Stage 1 will be a road race, and will not be a road race. It will be a flying kilometer, wherever you want to do it, I guess. Just make sure the K is flat. If you have a downhill going into it, I guess that's your advantage. That's your prerogative, right? We agree?
As long as it doesn't show up on Strava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tailwind.
Mark out a flying K. You just got to be able to hit that start button and hit that stop button. I guess that's what we're going to do.
You can gain elevation. You cannot lose elevation in a kilometer.
There we go. Okay. You can only gain elevation. I don't know how I'm going to fucking score this. Tyler, if you got any ideas, man, help me out. Stage 2 will be a 27-mile road race. Go out and find 27 miles. Do you may do it however you wish, but make sure if you want to gain the time, you gain 500 feet per minute. And you gain 500 feet of elevation, you get a minute off your time.
Seven Hills 31?
Yeah, I mean, if you include, that's
not from up here where you guys start at Rocket.
We here at the Packfiller will be meeting at Liberty School at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, the 18th, and we'll be doing a lap of the course. The 25th will be the closing time trial and an after party. I don't know if Paul has plug at one of our good friends who has a wonderful pizza joint. Maybe we'll see if we can pull that off. Yeah. Have an after party there. We could all laugh. We could all record, and we can all see what it's like. And hopefully, the front tire of that bike actually holds up. If not,
where are you gonna
find it? Tiny little.
I'm sure you have a little bit of sealant we could probably put in there.
Yeah, just fill it. It's a tubular.
I know. You dump it in there, and if there's any holes,
what happens?
Yeah.
It's probably just
this big
dust.
Big green.
Its sidewalls are probably.
Probably going to be funny.
Yeah.
So this
blowout when I'm at
stage details will be posted no later than the Sunday before the stage to ensure that everybody has the opportunity to plan ahead or create whatever version they want. So the big thing here to remember is, number one, you guys, these are open roads. This is not a USAC sanctioned event. Don't be stupid out there. Okay, if you see a car, you stop. Please donate to a charity. I'm not going to call you on the fact if you actually make up a charity and donate to whatever,
the Human Fund.
The Human Fund. I was wondering what George Costanza's was. And so do whatever you want, but donate to something. I'm going to donate to the Spokane Humane Society because I think it's an awesome charity. So I'm going to do that. Third one, document. Put it on social media. Use the hashtag Packfiller. Send us the photos. Do whatever you want and make it interesting. Have some fun with this. Give me the best excuse. If you come up with a great excuse for why things went horrible, for example, the GoPro fell off and you got your socks full of cheatgrass or something like that, send me those wonderful excuses with photos, and we will do that. We will have prizes for people along the way. I will send stuff to you. Our friends at Gooder have obviously supplied us with all kinds of sunglasses, so I've still got that stuff I'm going to send out to you guys, and we can go from there. But if you can attend the after party, please do, because that's where I think the fun will be, and we can give all that stuff away. Lastly, before I close out the show, I do want to mention that we have our cafe jerseys are in. Jack is wearing one as I speak. He's wearing the navy blue one. Notice how badass it looks with his shoulder. I mean, his arm, it's slimming, and he looks just damn sexy in it. Jackson took a picture of it the other day. He's going to be our catalog pinup boy, and we're going to go with that. The new cafe jerseys we have in are black with the white band. So $60 each plus shipping, or if you are a Club Packfiller member, you get $20 off that. They're $40 for a pretty damn comfortable fitting jersey. I have mediums, large, extra large, and double XL. Don't think, wow, Pat, you're going for the tubbies, because these guys fit a little bit smaller than normal, I would say. Jack?
I don't even remember what size I got.
Yeah?
I think it's a medium.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe a large.
Might be a large.
Looks like a large.
Yeah. We have them in stock now. Be sure and check the website for details and sizing information, and we'll go from there. Other than that, guys, got anything else you want to throw in there? Throw into the fire?
I'm going to check that front wheel because
We might have to do that before the show's over. Yeah. I'll put shifters on it, though.
there's no shifters.
I-
No, I'll put
that's-
shifters.
Nah, that's exactly because my shifters suck. Jackson Bulger, you've got one more show. You're going to have to do the prologue by yourself, aren't you?
No, I'll be there
You'll be here by the 8th?
by the 8th. Yep, I'm moving back to 6th.
Holy shit. Jackson Bulger's going to be a resident. This might be the last time we have to do a Zoom. That'll be nice. Yeah. Jack, you going to do all 4?
Of what?
That's the response I hoped for. Paul, don't talk about it. Just do them. It's because we don't want you to get cursed or something like that. And we changed I don't want to do any major road races 2 days before the River City Classic. And I don't want people to be discouraged from doing the River City. You can do a flying kilometer a couple days before the race. Yeah. So we can fit in. I don't want to fuck with anybody's races, especially that they're so hard to come by. You know what? And if you are a female and you want to do this race, I'll waive the donation fee. You don't have to donate to a charity if you don't want to, because we need to get women to race bike races. Yeah, so there, and you automatically get a pair of gooders. There, I just did that. I just said that. If you're a woman cyclist and you want to participate, no entry fee, free pair of gooders. There we go. That's all I can do. I don't have any money. I'm broke. My wife asked me the first time when I said we were going to do this again this year. She said, "How much is it going to cost?" I said, "Shipping of prizes again." She got, "Damn it, you'd get money for that. That's expensive." She's right. She's right. Paul Main, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you.
Jack Broadhead, thank you for being here.
You bet.
And he rode his bike here, everybody. What? Jackson Bulger, thanks for being there, and I can't wait to see you here.
Thank you very much, and I trust me, I can't wait myself.
And I guess that's it. I'm Pat Bulger. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Jack's always got to throw that in.
Goodbye.
Bye. 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 Oh, remember the bye?
No, tie.
Bye.
He
He
said
did
that.
high and bye, though.
He was famous for his highs.
You're at it.
His voice changed.
Was it the high or the bye?